Hello everybody, it's Jake here, and yeah, it's the last day. IMSH 26, and we finally got over to SimX to see Kendall. Again, fantastic. We had a great interview last year with Kendall, and it was so much fun with Between Two Simulators. Hopefully we're going to do a podcast at some point, so we can just talk about that.
I've been waiting for the invitation ever since I won. Let me be clear. Was one of the winners of Operation last year.
You were good. You were good.
Good.
You were good.
I think I was top tier. Let's be clear on that one. Okay.
Yeah, within the top 10 of the 17 people that we interviewed. No, okay, no, you were good. You were really good. You were really good. So brilliant. Brand new year.
Yeah.
January. Yeah. Okay. 2026. What's changed since last year with SimX?
Oh, it's been insane growth over the last year. And I think what has been so fantastic about it is, besides new innovative technologies, it's just really getting into support structures and making sure that anybody who purchases SimX, it really has support for curricular integration, for sustainability and growth. So last IMSH, we actually launched all of our educational support plans that are tiered and unique for each institution. And what we've seen is those have significantly been utilized with incredible feedback on thank you for aligning this to our curricula. Thank you for supporting us in VR best practice standards. We have professional development courses. So I think just even the growth and the awareness and being a more knowledgeable end user and what we've seen in our customer base is significant. And then obviously lots and lots of tech growth. We've expanded our marketplace. We added 50 new scenarios with many more coming. And then we've also now looked at new tools for customization and then the integration of AI. So it has been an incredible growth year for us. We've also expanded significantly with over 60% growth with the growth of our customer base. So it's been a very busy and exciting year for us.
60%?
Well, you know, VR is
it's
huge. It's significant in what we've got. So we're growing year over year.
Really, less salespeople, more support people, you know, that's the way it's going to work. That's where it's going to keep things sustainable in this market, whether it's VR, whether it's any other type of technology.
It doesn't matter the type of sim.
It's got to be more educators, more experts in what they do.
Completely.
Yeah, fantastic. So what I have noticed this year, and this is not necessarily a bad thing for the market, but I think that the VR side of it seems to be consolidating with a couple of big players, or you know, a few big players. Why do you think that's happening? Why do you think that consolidation is happening and SimX are growing and perhaps some people are not growing quite as well?
Well, I think it's really interesting. There was the tech forum here at IMSH before the conference, and there were so many good discussions about technology adoption and what are we seeing in the market and what do our end users really need. And one of the big points that I really took away from it is, if you're going to make healthcare simulation, you have to really have a deep understanding of healthcare. And really, you have to have a really strong healthcare team that's not only designing your simulations, but validating them and working with your end user. So, having clinical support of that peer-to-peer, I understand what actual clinical practice is at the bedside. And I think some organizations who have not leaned into as much of what is actual practice. There's a big difference between, great, we've given you a hospital bed, we've given you the ability to have these tools, but really, what is the framework for how you interact with another human and support them? And that really requires somebody who's a clinician. You know, I want to say I can go out there and I can be an engineer all the way across the healthcare scope. And that is very deeply rooted in our simulation design, and I think some of the other players here that we're seeing in the board.
I mean, I agree with that 100%. And it's something that has often frustrated me in this market, that yes, okay, engineers are involved, but essentially, if your pool of market direction or the people you're going to use is simply based on salespeople who have a quota that don't really know, or empathize with the real problems with education and the teaching, that sustainability isn't going to last long, because you need support all the way along to understand, first of all, the product, but also to understand how you can make it fit into your curriculum. And that's, And I'm
going to say, without the engineers and having an incredibly close relationship, you're also not going to have the same interaction for your end user. Right? Like, I'll say, as a healthcare clinician, I'll be the first one to say, I want you to build all these things and have them there. But really, it takes a deep understanding from our developers, our engineer teams, who then can translate that meaningfully. And it has to be a very, very deeply rooted relationship to make sure that from a tech and from an educational perspective, those things really align very solidly and seamlessly for your end user. And it's just a great relationship that we've been building here at SimX and our teams, and how we've been collaborating and working together.
Brilliant. I mean, fantastic. Great to see you here again. I've got one more question for you.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Hit me, hit me.
So basically, I've been walking around, and there's AI everywhere, and it's like the wood full of trees. You don't know which one's going to use.
Yes.
Ultimately, AI is going to be the winner, because AI will be creating AI, and
Oh my gosh! Don't even start me. My educator heart's starting to go like palpate a little bit. My heart rate.
My
heart rate's going up. I'm trying. I'm trying.
So, 2026. What are you most excited about in healthcare simulation, apart from AI?
Apart from AI?
Apart from AI.
And let me be, I'm going to throw this out there real quick. Here's going to be my one little AI pitch.
Apart from
for
CME
SimX.
again, but
that's
all right, okay, okay.
I very much believe if any institution, anybody out there, please, 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 just like in simulation, be a knowledgeable end user on what AI design is, internal biases, it is a generative product, the sanctity and educational outcomes. I will say we are a non-generative AI product, and I, as an educator, am so excited about that. But I will say for 2026, we are releasing huge curricula and content, including a full scenario editor for our current cases with realistic voice, dialogue, and tool interaction. We have a full curricula for autonomous cases that are being released across many of our healthcare disciplines. And that's going to be significant. So then our institutions are going to have the option for moderated sim, moderator optional simulation, or completely asynchronous solutions. And I think at the end of the day, if we can look at the unique resource allocation support for every institution, and then they can make their own package and option for any of those, that's what I hope to hit. How do we make more simulation accessible for our healthcare providers, and they can pick and choose what works for them? So
I think that's really important. I think that's really important. And I think as well, just the history of simulation, when companies tried to dictate what was available to them, what packages they can use, what they could, how they wanted it put into a curriculum, to give them that flexibility to create their own stuff. I think that's genius.
Whether it's 3 cases, 300 cases, and any option for facilitation in between, we have all those solutions ready and raring to go, and then an educational support team to guide you across the entire process. And again, our goal is better simulation, more scalable. We want more sim. We want higher level clinical outcomes, and we want better patient care, and we're excited to be able to do that in any way possible.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And my final question.
Another one more.
Does this carpet really get thrown away after this?
You know what?
I mean, because surely there's like a.
I'm going to make sure we get it packed up for you, so you can have red carpet in your entire home, ready to go. I'm still waiting for the yellow chairs. I think were promised to me from last year. In my interview, I'm just saying. So I'll make sure that we have this reusable red carpet shipped ready for you to go. Ready to, with your own red glitter shoes. Your own red set on your way there for the podcast.
Well, next year, next year I'll wear something red.
Perfect.
Just to fit in here.
I appreciate it so much. It's always a great conversation.
See you again.
Thank you again. Talk soon.
Thanks.